And it looks like we're online, so let's get talking, shall we? Let's get introducing each other. Hope you're well. Just have to press the button, it all goes online and all those good things. You know, a lot of people have production companies and stuff behind the scenes do all this stuff for them, but we don't. So, you know, it's just a case of pressing a button. It's not that difficult, actually, if you press the right button. But anyway, welcome to our mortgage live stream. Hope you're well. Hope you're keeping okay. It's kind of like getting to the end of January now, which is not too shabby, is it? Because you've got lighter evenings, you've got higher sun, which is lovely, and actually the sun's shining out there. So hope the sun's shining on wherever you are. Anyway, let's get down to business with our mortgage live stream. We've got some exciting things coming up actually this month. On Monday, we start our new CMAP bootcamp, which is very popular actually. A lot of people contacting us saying how the videos that we have are engaging. We teach you the job as well as CMAP. We kind of give you just that little bit more, which is what I'm pleased about as well, because my job is to help as many of you guys become really good mortgage advisors. That's what I'm about, you know. Anyway, enough of that. Talk about these things, can't you? You can click on websites and check all those out if you want to. Got a couple of topics for you today. The first topic is about divorce. Odd one. The second one's about building trust. Do the two go together? I'm not quite sure. So that's what I want to talk to you. And we're going to use the whiteboard for this one, just to give you a few thoughts to add to the first topic. Yeah, it's good, isn't it? Life's good at the moment. It's all right. You know, everyone's getting on. Omicron's gone, and then as Sir Chris Whitty said, of course. I think he's a Sir, or is he a Lord, one or the other. But he's a dude that you can trust, can't you? So things are not looking too bad as a country. We seem to be getting through this, which is nice to see, actually. Nice to see. Economy booming. I think we're going to have one of the biggest, fastest growing economies in the Western world. China seems to get 8-9% GDP growth. I think the UK is going to do really quite well, actually, out of this, because of the way we've vaccinated early and we've ridden the wave, if you like. We've not ducked out of it, which is great to see. No more politics. Let's get down to the first topic. So let me just head over to whiteboard and we'll have a chat over there, shall we? So let's see you over here. Here we go. Ah, I'm here. Okay, I didn't go very far, did I? Just the studio has different cameras, you see, that go to different parts of the studio so that I can appear in different places. So that's what we're doing. Now, let's talk about the new no-fault divorce, which is the topic I want to talk to you about today. It's called no-fault. Yeah, no-fault divorce. You've probably read about it. It was originally talked about back in 2019. And of course, with COVID and everything, it kind of took a back step, really. But it's coming out in April this year. And what it will mean, unless you've read about this already, what it will mean is that gone are the days where people have to have somebody accusing the other partner of bad behavior or some kind of blame, which, you know, if you've been through a divorce, it's not a nice thing to do. Although you're divorcing, it's still not nice. You're still hurting people and blaming them and putting reasons for divorce. So what's happening now is it's no longer required to have anyone's fault. You just have to mention that, you know, the marriage is irretrievably broken down and can't be mended, and the timescales are a lot quicker now. It can all be done online. There's no need to go into rooms and see lawyers online, etc. The acrimony, the animosity, everything's going to be removed. And it will make divorce a lot more modern, really, which is the way it should do. Now, the upshot, I think, and again, you don't want to worry about divorce law. That's not in CMAP yet. I don't think it's in any of the exams, actually. But it's something you need to know about as a mortgage advisor, and I'll tell you why. In fact, I'm going to give you 10 reasons why you need to know about this and some of the benefits it will bring to your business. Because if you think about it, there are. Now, the upshot of this new law is, I think, there will be more divorces. Now, nobody knows, but if you've ever been close to divorce or you've been divorced, I'll ask if you are. But often divorces are put off because of the animosity, the acrimony, particularly if there's children. People put it off, and that's fine. I'm not judging that. But I think with the new rules coming in, there'll be more because it's kind of almost like an acceptable thing. You wait. I think that'll be the case. Now, if that's the case, then mortgage advisors, you need to be ready. I've got 10 ideas for you to help with this situation. Number one, and we'll put them over here. So number one is don't do no more joint applications for protection. No more joint protection. You shouldn't do it anyway. Joint protection policies are easy and cheap. It's what we do as default. But of course, if a couple goes their separate ways, they've got a joint life assurance. They can't cut it in half, can they? Take half of them. If they've got two single policies, they can take it with them. And when you're dealing with term assurance, two single policies ain't any more expensive by a policy fee of a couple of quid. So you really should be doing single term assurance protection, even if people are married. That's something that will come back to bite you later unless you start doing that. So that's number one for you. Number two, let's get a different colour pen here, is beware of fixed rate mortgages, really. Fixed rates. I say beware. I mean, I'm not saying we should not do them because they're great rates, aren't they? But take a look at the early repayment charge details. I think what you'll find is that more and more lenders now will come in with more flexibility on their early rates, early redemption charges. Because if people divorce and they've got a 5-year fix, it's £7 or £8 penalty. Unless, of course, in some way it can be deferred. Now, portability allows you to port the mortgage to some other property, but typically a joint mortgage is based upon two applications, two incomes. So it's not always easy to port. So be aware of that. There's not much you can do about that, but just be aware of that one as well. This one I like, silver borrowers, I call them. Silver borrowers. Now, I went to a family funeral on Friday. Never a nice thing, but such is life. And a couple of my relatives haven't seen me for a long time, and they said my hair was silver. Do you like that idea? I call it salt and pepper. But I'm of the age now, well, I'm 58 now, where I have silver hair. Now, point is, silver borrowers, people of that age group now, will start to divorce more. You wait, they will. They've done all the kids' stuff. They've left it to the kids. They're still together out of convenience, possibly some people. Therefore, I think they'll divorce more. Now, in that case, there's a few other issues going around. First of all, they'll need to raise money. Now, they'll need to raise money because, think about it, you've got this big pile of bricks which both own. One needs to go somewhere else, loads of equity. So what they'll do is they'll remortgage, and that's point number 4. But equity release is the answer here. They can't afford the payments, of course. Equity release allows you to release, there you go, money from the property, give to the other party, they go off buy a property themselves, or at least put a deposit down and get a small mortgage. So equity release, if you haven't done it, start getting yourself qualified, because there's so many advantages, so many benefits, so many opportunities available to you if you understand all of this stuff. Remember, in the future, you can't rely on the simple first-time buyer buying a property, mortgage with Santander or Halifax, fixed rate 2%. Apps will take care of that kind of mortgage business moving forward. Automated artificial intelligence, I've talked about that before. Remortgage opportunities, of course. Don't ever forget those. There's going to be lots of remortgage opportunities when people want to divorce. They'll want to raise money or change the property in some way to raise money to pay the other party, which is key to the whole thing, isn't it? Make sure you're up to speed with transfer of equity rules. So if you can't remember it from your CMAP, do an advance mortgage paper, get yourself comfortable with transfer of equity, because you may have requests for that from clients. Transfer of equity is purely where one person is removed from the mortgage or somebody is added to the mortgage. And during a divorce, often people are removed from the mortgage, and you'll need to know the ins and outs of that very easily so that you can talk to customers quite happily. So that's point number 5. Here's one you might not have thought about. Get yourself connected in your local town to mediators. And the purpose there is for referrals. Now, I went through a divorce 4 or 5 years ago, not particularly nice, but such is life. And we went to a mediator to start with. Now, a mediator is not a lawyer. They are trained people who mediate between the couples and make deals prior to going to any court situation or in place of going to court. So when everybody's quite happy together and talking, etc., and communicating, mediators save people a lot of money because you don't end up paying for barristers and all that palaver. So you'll find mediators will be busier because this no-blame divorce, you'll have happy couples divorcing. Happy, possibly not, but you'll have couples who are talking. Therefore, mediators will be involved more and very early on in the divorce proceedings. Now, if you link in with a local mediator, connect with them, take them out for lunch or whatever, get referrals from them, because they'll have people going to see them who are looking for divorces, and they'll need to talk to somebody about their mortgage finance, because they will get a referral. Nice piece of business, that one. Not a lot of brokers have thought of that, because they haven't. You're ahead of the game with that one. So that's something I would do as well. You might also start to get yourself becoming an expert in this area. Get yourself known in mortgage finance for divorced couples. Get your Google AdWords linking into those kind of words. Start creating content on YouTube and articles and writings about what to do with your mortgage in the case of a divorce. Become known in that sector, and that way you'll get some good business, particularly online as well. Particularly if you have a Facebook page, start doing Facebook adverts, that sort of thing. It's Facebook's where this is at. It's a people thing. This is a consumer thing. It's not LinkedIn. So that's where I would go with that one as well. Make sure you've got yourself a good IFA referral conduit. IFA referral. Maybe in your current practice, you may have some IFAs that you're linked in with. Totally fine. All mortgage brokers should have this. Now, the reason for that is that pensions need to be split in the event of divorce. If one partner's had the main pension, if you like, while the other partner maybe looked after the kids, then that pension needs splitting, and it needs to have a professional IFA pensions expert who will do a report showing how it can be split. So make sure you have a connection with some IFAs that can do that for you. You might get a little bit of commission or referral fee or something. There's nothing wrong with that. Definitely. Alternatively, get yourself IFA'd up. Maybe it's a sledgehammer to break a nut, but maybe that's the first step you need to get yourself IFA'd up as well. A couple of final points for you. Actually, have I missed one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I missed number 8, haven't I? I thought so. There we go. Number 8 is a simple one, really, and that's to make sure you're comfortable with the vulnerable client rules. There you go. Vulnerable client rules. Okay, yeah. Because divorced couples would be categorized as vulnerable clients, and rightly so. They're on edge. They're susceptible to advice, possibly, or persuasion, because they're on edge, and their mental health might be very down because they're going through a lot of stress. So make sure you're comfortable with your company's vulnerable client rules. If you haven't got any, start making them now, because that's the thing. And the last one for you, this is number 10, of course. And this is a lot of mortgage brokers push back on this for some reason. I don't know why. You should have what we call a kit list. There you go. You should have a kit list, which I use in my business, but you could use it as well. Now, a kit list stands for keep in touch. Kit. It's quite simple, isn't it? You should keep in touch with clients. Mortgage brokers are notoriously bad at doing this. They rely on the 2-year fixed rate coming to an end, etc. But you should have some way of connecting with your clients every year, 6 monthly possibly. A kit list, keep in touch list. Put it on your CRM, make it a reminder so that each year you contact the client with some kind of update or something. Now, when you finish with them, that's the right way, and you do your completion meeting or your 1 month post moving in meeting, which you should do, by the way, when you get your referrals, then you need to say to the client, look, in 9 months' time or 10 months' time, I will contact you. We'll fix up a 15-minute catch up on my dollar, or you can charge a retainer if you want. So we can find out if your circumstances have changed, that's all. So warn the client it's going to happen and then make it happen. So that way, if you keep in touch with clients, you know what's going on in their life. That's really important. The last thing you want to do is lose business because you couldn't be bothered to keep in touch with your clients. Technology can do this for you, or you can outsource somebody to make the arrangements and you then disappear in a 10-15 minute video call. You can do video calls for keep in touch meetings, by the way. You don't have to do face-to-face. You've already met them, you had that rapport. Video call is perfectly acceptable to a 15-20 minute keep in touch meeting. It's easy, really, when you think about it. So there we have 10 opportunities for mortgage brokers, mortgage advisors, in order to maximize any business opportunities with the no-fault divorce coming through. So hope that's been useful. Bye. Well done, guys. Hey, hope you enjoyed that one. That was a nice little update there for you, wasn't it, on things all divorce, which is key, isn't it? Anyway, let's move on from that topic. Let's give you my little holding slide, which is my little advert. That's me, and you can probably see from that list there. There's pictures of me as I used to do. I used to be a presenter in rooms. I haven't done that for 2 years. Not sure if that's ever coming back either. No real need to jump on an aeroplane and fly across the world, polluting the atmosphere, just to sit in front of people and deliver stuff. where of course you can do it all online now and do it just as well, I think. Although there are some situations where putting people in the room is the right thing to do if it's collaboration and teamwork and stuff like that. But if it's purely teaching you things where you sit stationary at a presenter talking at the front with PowerPoint, which a lot of people do at conferences. That's what conferences do half the time, isn't it? Or you have the panel at the top there. They always put people at the top of the panel, and you spend time looking at the men's socks to see whether the socks match the suit. Anyway, that's a different world. Let's get on to the last topic for you. And I've got an interesting topic for you on, again, this is a sales idea, this one for you. So let's head over to the whiteboard for this one as well. So I want to give you some different angles. This one is a topic I talk about quite a bit. Hi, back over here now. This is a topic I talk about quite a bit, and that's the 3 secrets to trust. Now, people talk a lot about rapport, and I do too, building rapport, matching, mirroring, all those lovely things, getting to know people. Back in the day, of course, it used to be the prime reason for recruiting a mortgage advisor. She could talk and chat and build rapport with people, give her the job. That's how it used to work. It's moved on since then. Now it's about trust. That's all it means. Now, trust is the thing. And there's 3 secrets to trust. And one of the secrets to trust is competence. In other words, showing the customer that you are competent to do the job. Competence. Now, this little technique for you, I want to give you 8 ideas in order to show the client your competence. That's the point behind this little session here. How to show the client that you are competent in the first 10 minutes. That's the key one, first 10 minutes. If you can show them that you're competent in the first 10 minutes, then you've got one of the secrets of trust really working for you. Now, let's go back a few years now. I used to work in a estate agency way back in the day, and I was a mortgage advisor there. I had a good time there, great training, etc. Now, one of the girls in the nearby town, a girl called Joss Pullen, fantastic mortgage advisor she was. I mean, I was brand new to the trade, and I thought she was just the bee's knees. And Joss Pullen, I always remember, in her office, which she had an office with a desk, behind her office, in other words, behind her, where she was talking to clients, she put all the cards up that she got from previous clients, thank you cards. Thank you for your lovely advice, etc. And she actually stuck these cards on the wall, and the whole back wall was a collage of hundreds of cards. Now, not only, of course, would clients be encouraged to give her another card, because everybody else, people follow the crowd, don't they? Lemmings. But it showed competence, showed the competence that Joss was good at her job because people had written about it. It's a fantastic little way of showing competence. And what I did at the Prudential, is I had a desk in the front office of the estate agency, and above my head was a hanging sign which said Prudential Insurance Company Mortgage Advisor. And it was literally just, when I stood, it was literally just about there. So when customers came in to see me the first time, and I would stand up behind my desk, they would see me, the great big Prudential sign, and below it was my name. So, hey, I already had kind of borrowed competence. I'd borrowed it from somebody else. I got a brand to give the customer the opinion that I was competent. Now, if you think about it, banks and building societies have done this for years. People that work for Halifax, for example, if you're a Halifax mortgage advisor in the Halifax branch, you kind of already had that competence, because Halifax wouldn't recruit and train anybody. They would be selective who they recruited. Santander, Lloyd's, it's the same thing. You kind of borrowed the competence. You relied upon that branding to give the client the trust in you, and that's great. Those days are gone, because the number of people working in those sort of environments are shrinking daily now. And we have now in the mortgage market lots of independent mortgage advisors, whole of market, independent, call yourself what you like. The fact is that you don't work for one firm, therefore you are a broker and you represent a number of firms. So you can't lean on a brand anymore, unless of course you work for a big mortgage brokerage that has a brand like Charcoals or Savills, something like that. Most of you don't, so you ain't got it, you can't use it. So you've got to do some stuff now which helps the client to understand your branding. Here's 8 ideas for you. Just 8 suggestions for you to think about. Okay, first of all, if you make statements about yourself, prove it. So what I want you to think about now is, how do you prove these statements? So for example, if you say to the client that you are a whole of market mortgage advisor, authorized by the FCA, great, prove it. It doesn't need the proof, but it helps. So get a screenshot of the FCA website showing your name under the FCA register. Easy thing to do. If you're online on video with customers, just get the website up, show them. Point done, job done, trust made. So if you make any statements, make sure that you confirm it with some kind of evidence. That's really important as well. Years of experience is the next one. Years of experience. Now, if you've been in the mortgage business for a number of years, tell the customer that your client you've been in the trade for, 10 years, 15 years, whatever it is, because that builds confidence, doesn't it? If you haven't, but your firm has, focus on the firm. So if you're a brand new AR, for example, and you've only been in the business 6 months, then fine, I understand that. But your firm, the principal that you're part of, might have been established in 2004. And they've got a number of partners or whatever. You're part of that organization. Use that to gain the credibility. I think that's important as well. Usual one, exam certificates. Go for it if you want to. If you've got some exams, then display them. Don't not. It's a good thing to do. If you're online on video, put them as your background maybe, or just have them as a holding slide on your PowerPoint deck. I mean, I put mine a little screen up, didn't I, showing my name and my pictures. You could do the same thing with your exam certificates. Just have them, collage kind of thing. Just looks nice, just casually dropped in that these are the exams that I've obtained to become qualified. Nothing wrong with that. Okay. Number 4 over here, testimonials. Now, no longer are testimonials advisable, they are essential. You should have testimonials and client reviews available for your client to see. They will Google and find them anyway. So make sure they're on some reputable site, such as, unbiased.com, Vouch for, Trustpilot. Choose whichever one suits you. Google, of course, is a great one to use as well, so that people can actually see these things, see these testimonials online, and realize that you're half decent at the job. So make sure you have that situation in place as well. You could also put case studies on your websites. They work as well. On your website, you might want to have, actually I'll give it one as a bonus one, shall I? On your website. By the way, people won't find your website. They get directed to it by you. So when you first meet them, you'll connect them to the website. They won't find you on Google. They won't, because there's millions of websites out there. Don't fool yourself. The fact is they will get directed to it by you. So on that website, the purpose of the website needs to be proving your competence, as well as the other secrets to trust. That's the purpose of the website. So make sure you have your client case studies in there, maybe even some kind of video testimonial as well. Website case studies on there as well. You might want some videos on your website from clients, and you might want to link those to a YouTube channel. YouTube, by the way, has fantastic Google juice. Google loves it. People use YouTube to search now. They don't bother with Google. Obviously, YouTube's owned by Google. They're not daft, or Alphabet as they call them now. So make sure you've got that going on as well. It's a big one as well. Number 6, LinkedIn. Now, I know LinkedIn is a B2B, and your clients are probably B2C, in other words, consumers. But a lot of your clients will also be business people, will probably have a profile. They will look for your profile on LinkedIn. So make sure it's top notch, your profile on LinkedIn. A couple of things about the LinkedIn profile. Check your social selling index, your SSI. Next time you're logged into LinkedIn, just / the address and put SSI on it. And it will show your LinkedIn SSI score. LinkedIn give you a score for how good your profile is out of 100. And you can gauge where you are, and maybe you want to lift it or drop it or whatever suits you. So that's important to do that on LinkedIn. Make sure your profile is excellent. You can also get yourself a domain name and link it to LinkedIn. So you could go and buy a domain name. Say, for example, your name is Jessica Barkley or Jennifer Barkley or whatever it is. Buy jenniferbarkley.com or buy jenniferjbarkley.com or buy jenniferbarkley.co.uk, whatever's available, and then forward it or link it to your LinkedIn profile. So if somebody types in www.jenniferbarkley.com, it goes to your LinkedIn profile. That's a great way of owning your profile and giving extra credibility as well. And last couple of ideas for you. Make sure you put a load of stuff on the web to show your competence, podcasts, articles. You might write for a number of trade press, for example. Podcasts are good things as well. We've talked about videos, other writings. You might want to sponsor something. Football clubs and stuff, it doesn't tend to show credibility. Depends what you sponsor. Not a bad idea, really, at the end of the day. Charity. If you're linked in with a charity of some description, that's quite a heartwarming, competence, buzzy thing, which is nice, which is good, right thing to do. So that's the usual culprits as well. That's number 8. Have I got my numbers here? I've missed out number 7, haven't I? I've got number 7 for you here. Let's give you the best one. I'll leave that one to last. Number 7. Number 7 is make sure that you carry yourself off well. So what I mean by that, you carry yourself off well. In other words, you communicate well, you can talk well, you listen well, you ask good questions. When you're online on video, you can use your tech properly. You can press the right button and it all kind of works. There might be problems, but you can overcome those. What you look like is another one, how you carry yourself off. These all make impressions, not so much on competence, but they make impressions about your capability as a professional. If you can talk and listen and communicate well, what do you look like? I mean, gone are the days when a suit and tie are needed. They're gone now. Unless, of course, you're one of the old guard in our financial services sector where you wear a suit and tie. It's just, people do. I get it. It's the uniform. I don't think it's needed anymore. I think the younger generation don't expect it, particularly on video. I mean, I've got a shirt on today. I've never worn a tie online. Don't expect to. Oh, it's ridiculous putting a tie when you're at home, isn't it? People do, and that's fine. Suits and ties, bit old-fashioned now. That's probably the group think. It's a phrase I read about at the weekend called group think, which means that you're part of a group and everybody thinks the same. So if you work for a company where everybody wears suits and ties, that's the way you tend to operate. You don't need to do that to impress clients. But look contemporary if you want to, particularly online. It's entirely up to you how you want to look. I'm not going to go down that road. But there's 8 ideas there for you on how you can show your competence to the client in the first 10 minutes. You need to do these things because it's one of the secrets to trust. The other 2 secrets I shall leave as a secret, and I'll share those with you another time. But it's in my book, new book coming out, by the way. Very excited about that. I'll tell you about that now, actually. Let's head over to our other picture show. This is the nice one, a little bit of music there. We're not even on air, are we? There we are. Ba-ba! Forgot that one. New book publishing, new rules, mortgage advising new rules. Come back from the publishers today. So the proofs, first drafts arrived. So we're just getting that just tweaked a little bit. Very excited about the new book, actually. It's really good stuff in there for you. We'll get that on Amazon and all the various places. That's going to be hopefully published early February. So if you're on our database, I'll contact you because you'll be able to buy a copy and I'll sign it for you. I know it doesn't mean not to sign it, but it sounds great, doesn't it? And I'll pop one in the post to you as well. So that's coming out. So mentioned to you, CMAT Bootcamp starts Monday. Very excited about that. We've got this spring or late winter cohort starting. So we've got 25 or so people who I will guide along the CMAT. You've got everything online. So you've got loads of videos and podcasts and audio on this portal we use. But I meet up with you once a week on a Q&A on the Facebook or Vimeo, whatever is right for you. Got that coming up as well. I've got quite a few boot camps now, protection and equity release, if you're looking to get those exams as well. So lots of things happening. So I hope you're well. Hope you've had a good week. And I hope you're enjoying a little bit of extra daylight now. A bit of sunshine out there. It's nice, isn't it? I hope you enjoyed our topics as well. They're being fun though. We're at the divorce one, but you'd be surprised actually. As an independent or whole of market mortgage broker, mortgage advisor, you do have to have your senses going for business opportunities. You can't rely on business just rolling in all the time. It doesn't work that way. You're a business person, you're an entrepreneur, you have to work the system and help yourself to business, do some personal marketing. So there's a few ideas there to help you. Stick around, I'll give you more of those ideas next time we see. Otherwise, have a great week and I will see you next Monday at the same time. I'll put my little advert up for you so you can see me as I say goodbye to you and enjoy.